Yes, yes! Bayern won, Man City won, but on aggregates, it's Man City 4, Bayern 1. Man City through to the Champions League semi-finals. How does that sound? For the third time in a row as well, Ruben Diaz. He came in semi-final, next year semi-final, this year semi-final. Every year Ruben Diaz has been at Man City. He's got to the Champions League semi-finals and he's won the league. So hopefully we can win it this year as well. Good omens anyway, that's for sure. But yeah, if you're new around here, make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and let's get into this review. So yeah, like I said, into the Champions League semi-final with a nervy win, a nervy draw even, if I do say so myself. Like, that's just from personal experience. I was nervous throughout the whole, I was sweating buckets throughout that game. And 3-0 up, the Leicester game really did a number on my nerves because I was nervous in the last 15 minutes of that Leicester game. And Bayern dominated the ball. They were peppering that our left-hand side, Nathan Ake, with Kingsley Coman running in behind him at ease and just whipping balls in left, right and centre throughout the first 15 minutes. Ake eventually went off injured. Who knows, that may have played a part in it. But yeah, I think we might have got off the hook a few times. Leo Sané should have scored. He should have opened, got the opener. He just chipped it over Edison, but it just rolled agonizingly wide. Fortunately for City, unfortunately for Bayern, we got a speculative penalty. His hands were behind his back, but then when it actually hit him, he had turned and his arm was no longer behind his back, and it just like skimmed off his hand, even though it was like kind of close to him. Yeah, I don't know about those penalties, but Erling Haaland blazed it over. I don't know what happened. He just went for pure power in that pressure situation. The higher the pressure, usually it's just pure power from players. You'd have to be ice cool to just coolly place. Like, same with Saka, powered it wide. I don't know. Kvaratskhelia in his game powered it to the left, as that's usually where most penalties go. It's on their power side. Hit instep left if it's on the instep, left for a right footer and going right for a left footer. But yeah, Haaland blazed it over, but that didn't knock his confidence. He had a couple of shots. He had a shot in the second half when he should have squared it to KDB. But yeah, Erling Haaland didn't let it knock his confidence whatsoever. But yeah, what a game, what a nervous game. Yeah, as I said, I was shaking and sweating throughout. The defence, although they were ran at multiple times, they held strong. Another scandalous penalty in the second half, but that was just a consolation really. I was fine at that point. But yeah, let's talk about that defence. Edison, my man, he's downloaded that saving shots package and it's really reaping benefits. 9 saves across the whole tie. He is the highest save percentage in the Champions League this season. I think it's ahead of Mike Maignan and Thibaut Courtois by like 0.5%, but still 85% save percentage. The 3 goals conceded this Champions League season. Yeah, he's also come up clutch in a couple of Premier League games now as well. I'm expecting him to get dropped for the FA Cup game, to be fair. Ortega will probably come back in. I'll actually go through that lineup in a bit. But yeah, defence solid. Akanji was really good at right back, I felt. Ake, he was getting roasted a little bit. A nervy moment or two from Ruben Diaz when he ran into midfield and lost the ball. Yeah, John Stones was decent, I think. But it was just some of the box defending from City. That Ruben Diaz, when he slid to block Coman's shot, but Coman only faked it. But Diaz stayed on the ground and repositioned himself to block the shot anyway. That man. He's so good. As I said, as soon as he's coming into the club, 3 Champions League semi-finals in a row. 2 titles, we're still in the running for this one as well. Yeah, it's a good time to be a City fan. Into the Champions League semi-final. We've got an FA Cup semi-final at the weekend. We're into a title clash, almost a title decider against Arsenal like next week. Yeah, treble is on. The last time I titled the video the quadruple was on, we lost our next tie in a cup, so I ain't titling this one a treble. But yeah, into midfield, Rodri had a good game. No whirly from him this time. I think he had a good game. The pitch, to be fair, everyone was slipping. The pitch was so slippy. The pitch was no good. Even Tuchel said the pitch was rubbish afterwards. His complaints afterwards, there was 2 things wrong: the referee and the pitch. The referee, I didn't think he had a bad game. They were just calling for They were calling for yellow cards, for red cards for no reason, like, I'm pretty sure. That's why he got sent off. I think he got sent off for complaining about Laporte's foul, but he got booked for it, so I don't know why he was complaining. But yeah, into midfield. First half, I didn't really notice Gundogan for most of the game, to be fair. He was a bit of a ghost, but we couldn't really... Who we bring on from, like... Bernardo... I don't know if I actually remember much of this game. Just the nervousness probably just wiped my memory. I just remembered Bayern being dominant for most of the game, just possession-wise. They were like that in the first leg, to be fair. So is that a bit of a worry going into Madrid? Because we were actually outplayed by Bayern. Actually, Bayern were just the Man City this time. They had most of the ball, but they just somehow lost. Even though they were probably the better team, we just counter-attacked and took our chances. It was literally a counter-attack we scored from. Edison with a good save and the ball rolling about a yard from our line. John Stones not clearing it straight away, looking up first, and then just hoofing it upfield. Haaland laid it off to KDB on the halfway line, and then the rest is history. Kev threaded him through. Haaland, well, I don't know, he sat down of a Meccano, but I don't know how he ended up on the floor. But yeah, chipped it over him as he went for the tackle and then slotted it. A nice finish. Like, raised it above the keeper while he... Yeah, really good finish. Raised it above the sliding defender and the keeper's arms. Yeah, very good finish. Very good finish, especially after the penalty miss, like I said. Yeah, Haaland shushing the crowd, giving the old shush celebration. He's finally got his first wins over Bayern. 2 wins now. He scored in the first leg, I think, so that's 2 goals against him now. So yeah, he's finally gotten the better of Bayern Munich once and for all. Yeah, but yeah, that's Bayern Munich done and dusted with. Oh, problems with this tie. Nathan Ake's gone off injured. We haven't heard how he's been doing yet. We got no one suspended. Do we have anyone suspended for the Madrid game? I think Akanji. Maybe did he get a yellow card? I'm not sure. But even for the Real Madrid game, I think I'd bring Kyle Walker back in anyway. Or maybe put a Kanji at left back. Or a Laporte at left back will do, actually. Laporte's going to be up against Rodrigo, though. I'd bring Kyle Walker back in just to be up against Vinicius Jr. I think you need that pace this tie round. Although, maybe because Vinicius is actually a better dribbler and a better player than Sané and Coman. Although Coman was very good on the right. I'd love to bring Coman in at City and stick him on that right wing. But yeah, that was Bayern Munich game. Just the Ake injury, and hopefully we get no injuries before the Real Madrid game. But it's Real Madrid up next, the Kings of Europe. Repeat of last year's semi-final, was it? Yeah, it was the semi-final. Was it the semi? Yeah, it was the semi-final last year. A repeat of last year's semi-final. We're starting to get sick of Real Madrid. We've been playing them a couple of times in recent years. 1920, we beat them, yeah, in the quarter-final. We lost to them last year, agonisingly. Bottled it in the end, and then up against them in the semi-finals this year. I mean, if we get to the finals this year, we deserve it. Going through Bayern and Real Madrid, probably the 2 best teams in the tie, in the competition, apart from City. We'll see who's the better this time around, though. And then either Inter Milan or AC Milan in the final. They're also Champions League pedigree teams. Inter's won it twice. Milan's won it 7 times, or 6 or 7 times. Bayern's won it 5 times, I think. Real Madrid's won it 12 times. And little old City with no Champions Leagues up against Real Madrid. At least the first leg is away, so we can hopefully just scam a 0-0 draw at their place and then bring it back home to the Etihad with our people. Yeah, going to be a good tie. Man City fans are going to love a few days in Spain for the first leg. Yeah, that's to look forward to. Yeah, Champions League semi-final. 3rd year running. Yeah, that's Man City now. These are Man City levels. Will we go all the way? Will this be our year? The treble talk is on. All the pundits are saying we're favourites though, and that they think we'll go through, which I don't like, because Real Madrid are kings of Europe for a reason. Like, they just don't lose in this competition anymore. It's actually ridiculous. Man City have never won it. I didn't think we looked great in this tie against Bayern Munich, just because we relinquished so much of the ball. Whether that was by choice, although was that by choice? Pep isn't the type to relinquish possession. It's taken from him. So yeah, although Madrid aren't the most possession dominant side either, they'll allow you to play with possession and then they'll counter-attack you as well. Or just hit at you in moments and just score bunches of goals in moments. So yeah, that'll actually be an interesting tie. Hopefully Nathan Ake is back for it though. But yeah, that's the Bayern Munich game. That's the reaction. Who will be my man of the match? Ooh, I don't know. KDB got the man of the match, but I don't know about that. He got the assist. I think it's 30 goal contributions this season for KDB. Haaland with another goal, his 40th of the campaign. We see how many he ends up on. But yeah, just a good game in general. Well, actually, it was a 1-1, but it was an intense game, a nervous game for me anyway. I don't know about you guys. Let me know, were you guys nervous in the comments below? But yeah, on to the weekend. I'm just going to make this, I'm going to stick the FA Cup preview in this as well. But FA Cup preview, yeah, we're on an 11-game win streak, 15 wins unbeaten. We know our results, we've been to them many a times. Sheffield, they're second in the championship, but I'm not gonna lie, I know nothing about them. I haven't watched them this season. I think I maybe watched when they played Burnley and Burnley won that game. My voice is actually a little bit croaky from shouting in that game, because when we scored that goal, I was screaming like mad. Yeah, my voice is a bit croaky still. But yeah, Sheffield are second in the championship. We should be beating them. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much about their team, but two of their main players, Tommy Doyle and especially James McAtee, Man City loanies, they can't play because of the loanee rule and whatnot. That's good that we're weakening their team. It's also good that it's not at their stadium. It's in Wembley, basically the Etihad down south. We play in it every year. We play so many times every year, almost multiple times every year. First time this year though, no Carabao Cup for us this year. Hopefully we can return there for a final. But yeah, Sheffield, we should be winning that game. I'm actually just going to run through the team that we should play, or I'm expecting to play, because with that Champions League injury to Ake now, I think Pep will be a lot more cautious. But will he end up throwing away this competition? Because as we've seen against Leicester, when the subs come on, they're not as good as we thought. So this team is going to be heavily rotated, so we shall see what it's like. See if it can get the job done. Yeah, so this is my Man City lineup. We've got, obviously, Stefan Ortega is coming in for Ederson, although he's in great form, or Ederson is. Stefan Ortega is the cup keeper and you kind of have to play him. You might do it. You might bring Ederson in a final. That's happened a couple of times throughout City's history, recent history anyway, in cup finals. Yeah, Walker to return at right back. I think just it'll be basically everyone to be rotated bar one or two. But Walker's be capable for this game, no bother. Ruben Diaz staying in the side because it's so heavily changed and you need some leadership at the back. Laporte to come back in, you might as well. Well, he didn't start against Bayern. He got some minutes, but you're going to have to play him now to get him in the run of things, because he probably will going to be starting more games now, so you might as well just get him up to full peak fitness, peak ball playing ability, peak form as well. So yeah, I have him to come back into the side. I would have had Laporte at left back, or if Ake hadn't got injured, or I would have had him at centre back and Ake at left back. But Sergio Gomez is going to come in, I'm assuming, unless Bernardo Silva plays left back, going from starting right wing with Bayern Munich game to playing left back in the Sheffield United game. Mad, but I don't think so. I think Sergio Gomez will play left back, or maybe Laporte plays left back and John Stones or Akanji plays this game as well. But with the injury, I think the fringe players will just get game time. Big change in midfield. Probably the biggest one is Calvin Phillips coming in for Rodri. It has to be done. What other game is Rodri going to get rested? Because he won't be getting rested for Arsenal. He won't be getting rested for any Real Madrid semi-finals. And realistically, you don't want to rest him in the Premier League, because the Premier League is a final every game as well, and this is only a semi-final. Like, if we lose, we go out, but the Premier League is bigger than the FA Cup. Every game is a final, but then it's still in Arsenal's hands. It's in our hands as well, though. But if we slip up, and Real Madrid, who are favourites to be fair, if Real Madrid beat us and we don't win the Premier League, will we have thrown away the FA Cup for the Premier League? It's risks you gotta take. So that's why I'm resting Rodri this game and bringing Phillips in and getting some minutes. Like, if he can't play this game against a championship side, get rid of him. If you can't play against a championship side, you shouldn't be here. Romeo Lavia has been playing Premier League football week in, week out. He'd be able to boss a team from the championship. Although they come up to the Premier next season, yeah, fine. But Phillips, you got to prove your worth this time. You got to just make no mistakes. Your positioning's got to be a lot better too. But he's coming in for Rodri. If Pep does that, I don't know. KDB, the only reason I haven't playing is because he came out in an interview and said he wants to win the FA Cup. He wants to win this game. That's the only reason why I'm saying he's playing. Would he play anyway? Pep probably won't pick him because he's one of the ones that gets tired in games, and he needs a rest more than others. The forward line completely changed. Haaland, Grealish and Bernardo dropping out of the forward line. Bernardo staying in midfield though. Yeah, I could go Bernardo Gundogan, but Gundogan's a little bit older, so maybe he just needs a rest a bit more often. So Bernardo Silva play this game as well, maybe to sit beside Calvin Phillips as well. Maybe Gundogan doesn't drop deep as much to provide possession on the ball. He's more of a link man between the lines now. I don't know. He can play that game, but Silva plays it more often. So that's why I'm just assuming Bernardo Silva to be there to help Phillips out. But yeah, forward line completely brand new. Mara's coming back in. Julian Alvarez coming back in. And Phil Foden getting his first minutes since his appendix surgery. Yeah, Phil Foden coming back into the side. Fully fresh forward line. Maybe an out-of-sync forward line. But keeping KDB in there to make sure we create chances on a big Wembley pitch too. But yeah, that's the Man City side. Predictions against Sheffield United. You know what? Before the game, before I made this video, so I was thinking Sheffield United could do us, just because of the amount of changes we'll make. The amount of changes we'll make, and for some reason I just thought it'd be away. I thought it'd be at Sheffield United, but if it was at Sheffield United, yeah, I would predict them to win, but it's not. It's at Wembley. That's basically home advantage for us because we've played there so often. But yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 City on this one. Progress into the final and hopefully playing Man United, because Brighton will probably be more difficult than them. Hey, who knows? To be fair, they'd both be incredibly tough sides in the final. Brighton probably deserve a final for their good work this year, but a Man United final would be spicy, just to spice up the end of the season. We'd have a title run in, an FA Cup final against United. That'd be ridiculous. We'd have to, if we get Brighton in the final, we'd have to play Brighton very soon, one after each other, because that Brighton tie will probably get rescheduled for the end of the season as well. The Premier League one. And then possibly, fingers crossed, a Champions League final as well. So the run-in is happening. Big old run-in. Treble is still on. I'm going Man City 2. I'm going Sheffield 0. City through to the final. Yeah, that's the game. Bayern game review and Sheffield United game preview done. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who's your man of the match in the Bayern game? What's your score predictions for the Sheffield game? Yeah. If you're new around here, make sure you hit subscribe, like the video as well, and I shall see you next time. Peace.